Margo Murray, and Walter and Guy Wallace have asked me to participate in this taping so that the stories of some of the HPT practitioners can be put on the ISPI website and made available to more people. I'll start with my company is MMHA, the Managers Mentors, which I founded in 1974 after working a number of years for the federal government and then for Pacific Telephone Company, where I had different line management and staff management jobs. I actually learned about ISPI, then NSPI, in 1965 when I was appointed by the telephone company to set up the first internal training, research, and development group in Pacific Company. AT&T had contracted with a Dr. Richard Peterson to help improve the performance of telephone toll operators by creating a different form of training that in those days was called self-paced instruction. And I was sent to Chicago to meet with Dr. Peterson, and then was told by my boss that I had been assessed as being able to set up a process in the Pacific Telephone Company to do research on how to improve human performance in the workplace. I started reaching out for additional resources and found ISPI, as I said then NSPI, and did get support for going to the first conference for me, which was in 1966 in St. Louis. And there I had the pleasure of meeting people such as Glenn Valentine and Bob Phillip and Don Toasty and Roger Addison and Bob Mager, Peter Pipe, Bill Detterline, a lot of people who have contributed a great deal to our professionalism and our performance improvement strategies. Guy asked us in doing these to talk about an application that we thought showed the results that can be gained through a systems and systematic approach, and then settled on talking about something closer to home, a project that we partnered with General Motors on to solve an industry problem of a shrinking labor force in the automotive service technicians' jobs. And again, this is applying one of the tenets of our society in the RSVP model of looking for results and doing it in a systematic way, in a systems way, and showing the value added to the client, and then being able to partner with people with other competencies, and in this case with an entire community to solve this community problem. What we did was bring together the different components of this system in the community, the students in vocational technical schools or high schools, the counselors in those schools, the instructors in the VOTEC schools, as well as parents, the students, and for the industry, the service technicians in an automobile dealership. The problem that was creating the shrinking labor pool was that parents and counselors weren't recommending this job to kids, and also it was viewed as kind of a dirty job, not very honest, and we had to change the perception of that job as well as equip students to perform successfully in a very different workplace. We did this by matching a student at the junior level in high school or the VOTEC school with a master service technician in the automobile dealership who would function as their mentor. The kids would go to school part of the day or part of the week and then spend the rest of the time actually practicing the skills that they had learned in the school. And we made it bridge to the rest of their career by giving them a passport to success that had all of the national automotive standards. And when they learned one of these skills in the school, the teacher initialed their competence, and when they actually practiced it in the dealership, the mentor also observed and initialed it, and when they completed a set of skills, such as installing a transmission or repairing brakes. They actually got a stamp on their passport to success. And these skills are obviously transferable, so the kids learned that they could, if their parents moved from Oklahoma to Colorado, they could walk into a dealership and show their evidence of their competence and get a job. And when they learned that they could be making $36,000 a year very quickly, it started to change the perception of the parents and the counselors about this as a vocation and as a career. So the labor pool started to grow with the students coming into it and being supported for doing that. And of course the dealers were very pleased with it because they no longer had to poach service technicians from other dealers by offering them more money. And I recently was told by a dealer in Sacramento that the program is alive and well. Snap-on Tool continues to give an engraved tool to the mentors as recognition for what they're doing. We had designed a patch for their uniform that designated them as a mentor, which got them some recognition in their own dealership. And the program is growing and has really treated a problem that was at the community level. So if you followed this, we took a systematic approach of designing it, and we pulled in all of the subsystems into that system in the community and got the results that clearly showed the value add of our performance technology to produce those kinds of results.